Hi, thanks for watching. This is the third place match from the 2025 Connecticut Crokinole Cup, which is an NCAA Tier 3 tournament hosted by the Connecticut Crokinole Club. Man, that's a tongue twister for me. The Connecticut Crokinole Club. And this match is featuring TJ Howell and Jeremy Reed versus Darin and Katie Van Gammerin. My name is Andy Norton, and I'm coming to you from the Twin Cities. I'm a part of the Minneapolis Crokinole Club, and pleased to be commentating this match. Looks like plays starting off with TJ. Oh, he does the classic grasp for the 20, which ended up coming up short, unfortunately for him. Darin leans to his left, and looks like he did not get the takeout or the 20, but that still leaves the pressure on Jeremy to make something happen. He had to try and go for it. Instead, leaves a pretty heavy hanger that Katie cannot drop. Gets a takeout though, so that she's still in fine position here. Pressure still on TJ and Jeremy to make some things happen. TJ unfortunately gets the miss there, and he touched it, but no takeout, no production really there. He rolled to the outside. So Darin is happy to sit to the outside. When it's tied up like this in the cup, it might look even or tied, but it's really not. Whoever has the hammer is happy to play to the outside when it's tied in the cup. Once someone's up in the cup, then obviously they have the advantage, and the other team needs to play in. But as of right now, since it's tied in the cup, Van Gammerins, who have the hammer, can continue to just piddle around on the outside here. So TJ, what's he doing here? Does he peel? Does he roll somewhere better? He's content to wait it out and see what opportunities come for them, but Darin can just roll up against a peg here. I think he's looking for even better placed discs. Oh my goodness. Darin moved in. I'm not sure how advised that was. Katie shrugs it off, but he went for the long angle 20 there and left a scoring opportunity for Jeremy. Yeah, I'm not certain the wisdom of that move, but he must have felt good about the angle. Katie now has to make something happen and loses her disc. Looks at Darin with some concern because their advantage has now slipped. So now with TJ and Jeremy up, this is where it is closer to even, because while TJ and Jeremy are up a 20, Darin and Katie with the hammer do have 2 discs on the board. So Jeremy and TJ, I would say, have the advantage, but only barely, and need to line up a double or a second 20 score. Katie, I think, okay with that roll. TJ probably looking for he wants to, I think he's eyeing up something like an angle 20 or put his disc in an awkward position. Let's see what he does here. Just gets the takeout and stays to the outside. Darin, is there an angle there? Oh my goodness. Oh, he tried for it and did not quite get it. Leaves a bit of a fallback, drop back for Jeremy here. Let's see if he can make this happen. He doesn't need it necessarily, but they do need to do something. They need to clear one of those black discs or score again. And he gets neither. He gets neither the clearance nor the score. And there's maybe a touch or a drift opportunity. I mean, they don't need to score at this point. So I think that Darin is advising her to just clear and stick. With 3 discs on the board and the hammer, they could very well overcome that 120 deficit. Nice double takeout, though, from TJ. makes this much closer. But again, Darin, down to the last couple discs. Jeremy needs the double takeout, which is there. I think it's there. Double takeout and stick on the board without a chance for Katie to score. Can Jeremy do this? Cannot catch a peg. Gets a double takeout, but there's a chance. There is a narrow way. Katie, can Katie just toss the name tag? It is serious. Katie is lining up what she hopes to be and needs to be a takeout 20. Oh, she cannot quite get it. All right, and so the match goes to TJ and Jeremy. Great match that I think really shows the how advantage works in Crokinole. Little lesson for us all. Great double takeout from Jeremy. Happy to see that from him. It was fun to watch Jeremy and TJ in the Maryland Championship, as well as Darin, who I'm suddenly forgetting if he was partners with Jamie or who he was partners with. I think it was Jamie. It was not Katie at that championship, but they were all fun to watch. Oh no! So now, starting off this match, Darin misses, but Jeremy accidentally scores Darin's disc. So a bit of a rough start. Katie just needs to hit, and yeah, just a bit of a roll. TJ, now pressure to score here. Does not get the score. Darin, I think he might just stick. I don't know if he gets a roll from there. Yeah, he just sticks. Now Jeremy, I think he's going for the hide here. Just the hide behind that peg, the near peg to him. Or does he? Yeah, nice placement. Awkward because she has to go through her own disc perhaps. I think Darin advising if she can just get a touch. That angle does not look like it's clear enough for a takeout. It looks real thin for even a touch. But I think that's advisable though to take that path. Oh, she threads the needle but does not get a touch on it and loses her disc. So now TJ with a chance to maybe a drift 20, or at least he really wants to at least clear and stick. Oh wow, touch 20. Okay, so it's tied up in the cup, and the advantage has swung back to TJ and Jeremy if Darin misses here. But Darin with an excellent angle 20 takeout puts them back in the driver's seat. And Jeremy needs to catch some pegs after this takeout. Okay, rolls to the outside. Not a great placement. Curious how Katie takes this, though. Does she hide between those pegs? She rolls out. Not sure what she was intending there. She didn't look fully pleased. This leaves TJ a chance to hide. TJ, excellent roll. Look at that roll. You could butter that. That was a great roll. Darin, nice takeout and stays on the board. That is harder than it looks. So now Darin and Katie up a 20 against the hammer. Pressure on Jeremy and TJ. Can he roll in? Does not roll in. These shots right here. What does Katie do here? It always interests me. Does she? Yeah, she just stays out there. And I think at this level of play, that's a smart move. Just stay out there. Yes, TJ can hide, but Darin is just so excellent at catching those discs. You know, it's how do you hide from him? How do you hide? And he couldn't quite get behind those pegs anyway. So this is not really a hide for Darin. To Darin. Darin clears it, and play is still to the outside, which is unfavorable to Jeremy and to TJ. All right, so Jeremy with the takeout. Still not much of a hindrance with where he left his disc. Katie goes to the 20, leaves a backboard for TJ. TJ can put them right back in this with a takeout 20. He does not get the 20. All right, Katie escaped there. A narrow escape for Katie. Darin just needs to clear and stick. He clears, he rolls to a good place. Very, very good placement. And Jeremy, so the situation here is Jeremy truly needs to score a 20, a takeout 20, and that is just that positioning right there. Imagine to yourself, how do you score a 20 off of that? Where is the 20? You have to follow through, catch some pegs, hope that you can get the bounce back or bounce off of 2 different pegs. He just gets the takeout. Katie barely barely shoots a valid shot, which could have left otherwise TJ just a chance to tie it back up with open 20. But she gets a valid shot and actually a difficult shot between pegs. TJ catches a few pegs but can't quite get the 20 out of the roll around. Great match there, and it's now tied up 2-2. Yeah, great shot from TJ. This is this is a great match with some great teams. Very, very fun. That angle in from Darin to put them back in front was clutch. All right, another game started. Jeremy scores his first shot. Katie follows suit. And it's TJ first to miss. Darin with the hammer can just hit and roll. See what angle he thinks will be best here. Going through, I'm assuming he's going to put some heat on that. Not necessarily going for the 20, but just moving away from the hole. Let's see what he does. Wow. We really couldn't see much of anything with Darin in the way, but that was looks like both discs came out of the center, but are still on the board. So it's fairly favorable to Katie and Darin, because at this point now tied in the cup with the hammer. Katie can hit and roll behind pegs. Just needs to not lose her shooter here. All right, she chooses to stay just very far to the outside rather than behind pegs. I think that's a fair choice. TJ, I think that was an intentional peel because they really need to get back in the middle. And now Darin, yeah, behind pegs. Jeremy probably can stick there. If he hits it, yeah, that's a pretty good place there. They can work their way in from there or potentially set up an angle. Katie, is she pushing through? That was a really nice bounce. That's an ideal placement there. I like those shots where you hit it and then your disc kind of drifts to the right, catches the peg, and just bounces back a little bit. Yikes. TJ almost scoring the black disc, but did not. Darin with the takeout and does a good job hiding behind pegs instead of rolling out into open space. So Jeremy looks like he's going for the disc in the center. Yeah, a lot of action on that. Trying to push through for a follow-through. But instead rolled out behind the other black peg. I wonder if Katie's going for separation here or just put them together. Yeah, I don't think she was totally pleased with the fact that those are right next to each other. TJ trying to set up a double. Or no, I see. He was totally focused on the 20. Which is, yeah, really, really fair. Just trying to get ahead. But he did not get the angle in 20, unfortunately. Darin unable to get the hanger. So does Jeremy go for the center here, or does he just go for the outside, try and leave that center disc available for his partner to score a hanger 20? I think he's leaving it for TJ, it looks like. Or no, is he trying to follow through? No, there we go. Yes. So he does play to the outside. Just hits the 1. So, okay, so I see Darin advising her to leave that disc kind of gunking up that center lane. I thought that was great, actually, yeah. Because I think that that lane to the left was probably would have been a better, cleaner angle for TJ anyways. So let's see how this goes. Oh, TJ's going for something clever. Angle off of that. Yep. Gets almost a double. And had a 20, I think, possible. Darin, I think, just touching this. No, he clears it, but clears his own. All right. So still a little bit on the edge here. If Jeremy and TJ can score a 20, they could turn things around. But long angle in possibility goes right over the hole. Face bump from TJ. Respect. Great attempt. Katie just has to play this cool. It's always fun to see the players kind of map out all of the angles. Huh. Yeah, so okay, so it looks like she's going to go through, yeah, right there, and just trying to get it, just a touch on it. That was, I think, really well enough there. Just to touch it, get another disc in the 15. There's no good 20 opportunity, and even if there was, I think they'd still be in perfectly fine position with the hammer. Oh, great attempt from TJ. A 20 there would have meant a mistake from Darin. Could have put TJ and Jeremy ahead. But Darin gets that disc out of there. They win on points. So another 2 points for Darin and Katie. Now Katie leading off. They're playing against the hammer this time. See if they can score or win. Win a couple points against the hammer or not. But Katie goes long. Does TJ roll here, or does he? Oh, looked like he was trying to touch, just get the 20. A little greedy, and Darin now can't get the 20. He wanted it. Just kind of drifted nowhere, or a little bit to the left rather than to the right, as he hoped. All right, Jeremy probably just needs to clear one and roll away from the hole. Again, going for the 20. They don't need to be aggressive and scoring. I definitely get the impulse to want to score when you can, but okay, here. This actually does look like a chance to go into his own disc, possibly score, clear a disc at least. Man, no clearance, no 20. Tough break there. The more this goes on, the more Darin and Katie have a chance to either get a bunch of discs on the board like this or score a 20. So it's now kind of on Jeremy and TJ to start getting some double takeouts. Just gets the single, but there's not a strong scoring opportunity at least. I think Katie and Darin are content to load up discs in the center, and hope they can get a scoring opportunity. But at the time being, just bank off of their building advantage. Darin sees a carve in through. Nope, just a placement in the 10. Jeremy goes for a big shot, but really I think in the end only got a single takeout and maybe a demotion of that other disc. Yeah, Katie goes for the attainable shot there. TJ saw a double but couldn't quite get the second one to fall. He looked apologetically at the camera. I'm not sure if he what he was apologizing for there. All right, so as things lay, since it is TJ and Jeremy's hammer, things are actually at this point looking pretty solid for them. Black is up a couple of discs, but it still seems very much within TJ and Jeremy's control to get this, get back in the lead. He sees a drop back 20 opportunity, gets it. Does not get the takeout, but scores the 20. Darin, I think, just going to land in the 10 here. I don't think he can carve in there, right? Yeah, lands in the 10. So they've got a bunch of discs, but they're now down a disc. Oh, no. Jeremy gets a takeout, but loses his disc. If Katie can score here, that puts them in a really, really solid position going into these last discs. Oh, no score. But but we'll see. This is a very interesting end game with red up a 20 with the hammer, but there's 4 discs on the board. So is the hammer going to lose with a disc? Sorry, with a 20 advantage? Man, no takeout. Just lands so Darin can hit and roll in for his last shot. Ew. I don't know if he even got it in the 10 there. Hard to tell. But they're now... there are 5 black discs on the board. Jeremy does, I think, have to clear a couple. Man alive. All right, black has 40 points there, it looks like, on the board. 15, 15, and 10 to the single 20 for red. Man. Yeah, Jeremy really needed to land in the 15 and demote one of those discs to even tie. That was very interesting. To be up a 20 with the hammer, but lose, is not the most common situation. Alright, TJ misses. Darin gets the takeout, but leaves a heavy hanger. Can Jeremy sink this? Can't get it. That peg behind it made it awkward. It was not an easy, not a gimme. Now Katie does not need the 20, but she may see one. Just gets the takeout. It's not great opportunities for TJ. Let's see if he can make something happen. Nope, loses his disc. So now Darin with a chance to put them ahead. Gets it. Very nice. So now Jeremy and TJ against the hammer, down a 20, disc to the outside. Katie happy to stick. Nowhere to hide here, really. And so TJ will just roll towards his friend. Darin tries to give the longest distance for the angle possible, and I don't think it's a great angle anyway. Jeremy eyeing it up. Curious if he'll attempt it, or if he'll try and just roll behind pegs. Oh, man. Looked like he went for it, but caught pegs on the way in. So Katie with a chance to put them up another 20 with the hammer. Gets it. Commanding lead, particularly after TJ misses. And Darin sinking the heavy hanger. By the way, this is a race to 10. I don't believe I had mentioned that. I do believe it is a race to 10. And the teams are now at 6-2 with Darin and Katie in commanding lead, likely to put it at 8-2. Katie, rejected. Loses her disc, no takeout. And TJ puts one in the cup. They need some more mistakes from Darin and Katie to help set them up for a comeback. Just a takeout from Darin, but it's no clear chance for Jeremy. I think you eye up a bounce back off one of those pegs here, but it's just a very difficult shot to try and make that happen. Yeah, get some action off the pegs, not quite enough. Katie, I wonder if she'll stick right there between the... Yeah, nice placement. Very well done. She said thank you, and I said that. You're welcome. Yes, very great placement, Katie, between those pegs. Those side pegs are devilishly hard to hit. Whoa, TJ's just looking for the touch. Oh, man. He was trying a new angle there. That was rough. All right, Darin absolutely locking it away. Throwing away the key. And Jeremy just going for a practice shot. Gets the takeout. And the last shots are inconsequential. All right. The Van Gammerins now lead 8-2 in this race to 10. Very nice, very heavy hanger. 20 from Darin there. They're now against the hammer. We'll see if the hammer advantage gives Jeremy and TJ a chance to get back in this game.
So I feel like you need to use your own disc to hit that. It's the only way you're going to get an angle to get in.
All right, with TJ scoring, that's a complete first round of Open 20 shooting there. Great to see. And Darin now, first to miss. Jeremy's been pretty aggressive. I think he's going to go for the takeout 20 here. Yeah, gets it. All right, so TJ and Jeremy up at 20 with the hammer. And Katie comes up short. Does TJ go for just the touch here? Touch 20? Yeah. He wants discs in that cup. You can pull discs off the board. You can't pull discs out of the cup. Jeremy here, I think just gonna sit. I think he's just gonna stick. Just hit, stick right there. Yep. Wow, Darin point out exactly where to place a disc for shooting. I haven't often seen that where he pointed out the exact place to put it. And it allowed Katie to roll to that deadly side peg space. Wow. That disc kept rolling there. TJ loses his shooter. Darin a chance to get back in, but nope. Comes up short. Very, very similar placement as to before. I wonder if Jeremy just goes for the 20 or if he goes for the roll away. Either way, he's probably going to be going that direction. Unless he lines up to the right, which it looks like he's doing. Interesting. Maybe he's just considering it. It's hard to say. One piece of advice I think Linder Wendt had shared with me recently was the idea of even when... Oh, wow. That kept rolling. Went away. Even when you don't need the 20, even when you're not sure you're going to get the 20, sometimes attempting to go for the 20 with those sorts of takeouts can be the right choice. By the way, Katie just scored, puts them back in contention. TJ puts them back up. But it can be the right choice to try to get the 20 instead of accidentally putting your disc maybe right by the hole and then your opponent has a backboard, that sort of thing. Maybe you just plan to go for the 20 anyway, and maybe you're going to get into a better position where you either score the 20 or you roll over it and not into a place where it's not a good place for them to shoot. Yeah, just interesting strategy note there. All right, TJ and Jeremy are maintaining their lead, and now with Katie missing, TJ and Jeremy in the red are in a really strong spot. Barely got a touch there with that shot. Darin, I think, looking for angling into the center, but couldn't quite get it. Caught a peg. Jeremy surely stays to the outside. Yep, great placement. So now really all Katie can do is clear that red disc, park in the 10. Nope, misses it. So last shot is inconsequential. TJ just throws it away. Even if she'd cleared it, her only hope was for TJ to completely miss on the following shot. Miss a very, very easy shot of her disc in the 10. So nice win of 2 points for TJ and Jeremy. This game is now 4-8. But TJ Howell and Jeremy Reed are against the hammer. It is Darin Van Gammerin's hammer in this match. But Katie now losing her disc, leaving a disc on the board. And TJ fails to capitalize. Comes up very, very, very short. Darin, does he go for that disc in the middle, or I would think he's gonna hit the disc on his side and potentially roll behind pegs, or does he stick? We'll see what he does. Rolls behind pegs, but also just into the center. Can Jeremy make something off of this? Is there a bounce back here? Got some bounce back action, but not quite enough. Not in the right direction necessarily. Katie and Darin have no need to score here. They just need to play a patient game. Ooh. Okay. That worked out. She got the take out. Her disc went pretty much fully in the 20 hole and came out inches away, which is good for her. TJ trying to touch it ever so slightly. Nope. Too skinny. So looks like he's going straight through, but there's not a good chance there either. Okay, I think he's going for that real skinny shot. He just wants to just brush it. Just gently brush it. Got it. That was the most gentle of brushes. I didn't even see the disc move. That was incredible. Great shot from TJ. Now, play is very much within TJ and Jeremy's hands. If they just have to set up the double takeout and maintain their 120 lead. Let's see if they can do this. Jeremy with the single takeout. Some advice from Darin. I think Katie may be trying to roll in, or no, she just stays to the outside. I guess she doesn't want to set up that double is maybe her main concern.
Magic gets a blood clot. I never said anything about magic. What a dick. Oh, I never said anything about magic. That hurts.
It's one of those instances where you may have an interlude of play where neither team is necessarily feeling the normal pressure of advantage. Advantage normally goes back and forth between each side. Someone has the advantage. But right here, TJ and Jeremy have the 120 advantage. But Katie and Darin have the hammer and extra disc on the board advantage. And the value of those advantages, I think you could say, is maybe arguable or variable. And so just like that, Katie scores a 20. If they're patient and just try and set up some opportunities, you can break through that sort of haze of who really has the advantage here. And so those are always interesting sort of, as I said, sort of interludes of play, because normally someone's got to be trying to score. Someone's trying to play very defensive. But right there, they were sort of just trying to set up. They're both trying to patiently set up an opportunity, and Katie was able to get the opportunity. Wow! And Jeremy also scores. That was an excellent shot. So TJ and Jeremy are now up again, and Darin and Katie no longer have their extra disc on the board advantage. And so Katie and Darin need to either score or get a miss from TJ and Jeremy and set up their 2 disc on the board advantage again. All right. Nice takeout, but TJ has set up Darin to hide his disc behind that peg. Pretty good placement. But likewise, Darin has set up Jeremy. If Jeremy can pull this off, he can park his disc between those pegs and make it very, very difficult for Katie to make anything of it. No! Field goal from Jeremy. Completely misses the black disc, and Katie sinks it, and the game has swung once again. TJ can only salvage this with a takeout 20. Peg behind that disc seems unlikely. And he fails his shot. Darin could throw away. No, he could not throw away. He needs to clear it. He clears it, and he gets the 20. Game over. Excellent game. Exciting game. Congratulations to the Gammerins, taking 3rd place in this match against TJ Howell and Jeremy Reed. Very, very, very fun games. Back and forth. That was one for the ages. What a fun game. Look at those shots. Amazing. Great play by all. And continue to watch our coverage. This has been fun. Stay with us, and we'll see you soon.